Hunter Lawrence, Anaheim won, probably not how you wanted it to go, but on the positive side it was better than the year before, so
Yeah.
you take that.
Absolutely, we'll take it.
How was the bike for you? I know Jett talked about it as well, but are you still searching for settings after Anaheim won, or?
We had a good week of testing, so I think we've got the motorcycle in a lot better window and a better spot. So just thankful to have such a good team behind us that is willing to dedicate endless hours to help us improve the motorcycle.
You're really measured, I think, on the highs and lows. So did that help you after last week, just to come in and be like, no big deal, just continue your plan?
Yeah, for sure, mate. I'd worked my way up to 4th place before I crashed, so not a terrible night. Top 5, round 1, right? Escaped the chaos and one crash. Just take away that crash and it was a podium or a top 4, top 5. So yeah, that's how I looked at it, and just looking forward to another chance tomorrow night.
Last year you got better and better and better to the point you were challenging for the outdoor title, and then I heard something you said where you need the results to prove that you're that sort of title contender, which sort of surprised me because I know Jett gets a lot of coverage in the Lawrence family, but to me you've always been elite as well. Do you feel you still have to prove that maybe to yourself and everyone else as well, that you're a 450 elite guy then?
No, not really, mate. I know what I've done, I know what I'm capable of, and I can't convince people or tell people what they should and shouldn't think, that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and it is what it is, doesn't bother me.
So this year coming in, you're a title contender outdoors. I presume you're, in your head, a title contender for the Supercross title now?
Yeah, we've made things a little tougher on ourselves after the first round, but hey, it's a long season, and obviously first things first is to get things back on track and be a contender, get back in that top 5, top 3 each weekend. So it's only the first round done, so yeah, we've still got a lot of time. Anaheim
won, especially those first few laps, the depth of the field. You had a decent start. How intense is it in those early moments? I know you're trying to pass Jorge as well. How intense can you describe to people that will never experience it?
Geez, I don't think I can describe it to people who have never experienced it. It's extremely intense. I think if you're down on the floor watching, I think you can get a pretty good idea of how intense it is. But yeah, it's definitely intense.
Switch back to Motocross of Nations, Matterley Basin. You were brilliant there on the Suzuki. You won the overall. But this year, last year now, it must have been pretty much of a dream. You come over the line and Jett told you you'd won. What was that moment like?
It's been a lot of years in the making, that's for sure. It was epic, just speechless. It was very, very cool, man. Australia are world champions, unreal. We went 3rd at Redbud, 2nd in Ernay, and then we went 1st in Matterley. Just a perfect build-up.
And riding back with the GP guys on a GP track that I think you previously liked, but on the Sunday it looked pretty sketchy with the rain. Were you able to enjoy the track again?
It was the gnarliest track we've ridden in a very, very long time. So it was an eye-opener, and it was good. We were still able to compete with those guys, so that alone was pretty damn cool to know, hey, we ride 60% less outdoors now here in America than the GP guys do, and we were still able to get in there and mix it up, so that was pretty cool.
And you're friends with Jeremy Sear, so is it nice to race him once a year?
It was cool. It's cool. Good to get over there and catch up with him. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Thank you, and all the best this weekend. How are you mad? Are you calm, or how are you?
No, I was actually pretty okay. I was obviously a little frustrated because it's not the result you want. You're always going to be like that. You never. I just feel like, gosh, that was really how the first race went. Like, kind of a chuckle. Like, gosh, I didn't really expect that. So, yeah, it's just kind of, you just brush it off and on the next weekend.
How quickly were you able to then get over that and just go, right, I'm really, really motivated now for next week?
Honestly, like, not so long after the race, it was kind of like, bummed, and I was a little frustrated. It's like, so I know my ability and what I can do as a racer, so it's always a little frustrating. But yeah, the next day I was fine. We went and did the Anaheim 1 cycle. And
Jason Anderson, a really good start to the season at Anaheim 1. Was that what you were expecting? You're obviously really good on hard tracks anyway, or was it a wee bit better than you thought?
No, I was expecting that. I knew I'd be good. Obviously, there's a lot of circumstances that have to go your way. Obviously you have to be up there up front, and obviously you have to dodge some bullets, which I feel like I dodged enough.
That start was pretty hairy. I watched the replay after the press conference. I was like, you weren't joking when you were probably worried about your front wheel breaking up the whole motor.
Dude, I can't even believe I survived the first corner. And not only that, is I was really lucky to be able to just have my wheels survive the main event. So yeah.
So you've done a lot of testing, you were saying on the press conference as well, with this new bike. At your age, can you enjoy the testing, or does it become more of a grind as you get older? Because I can imagine just lap after lap and trying not to get lost. And
I think at my age, I enjoy tinkering. You know, I enjoy being able to try and make the motorcycle better. I really do. So for me, I think my experience almost makes me overthink my motorcycle a little bit.
Right.
But at the same time, I think I could. I'm pretty good at putting our motorcycle in the correct direction.
Is this the most comfortable you felt on the Kawasaki? Is this the best bike you feel you've had from you've been there?
I feel like from last year to this year, I'm more comfortable on the motorcycle right now. Yeah.
Will that translate to the softer tracks as well, do you think?
Yes. I mean, that's what we're hoping. So we'll find out, you know. So I think the only way we're going to be able to tell is with the racing going forward.
You're really relaxed off the bike.
Yeah.
Then you put your helmet on and you're so aggressive. Have you just always been like that? Because it's like, woo, Anderson's come to play again every race I see. But
yeah. I don't know. I feel like just as far as like normal life, I'm pretty, passive and relaxed. But when we're racing, you kind of got to get what's yours. And I've always kind of been aggressive that way. Whenever I want to race, I don't want any of those guys to beat me. So I'm here to let them know that I'm right behind them barking.
You think your reputation helps you when people look back and say, oh, it's Jason Anderson behind me?
Better.
You talked before about maybe doing an MXGP season. Is that still on your radar, or is the sunshine and the warmth a lot better here than it would be in Belgium?
I mean, I live right where we're at right now, and the weather's pretty damn nice. But I would love to do MXGP. I just feel like when the time comes, I'm going to be too old, and it's going to be tough for me, because I feel like I have good opportunities here, and at this point, like I have my daughter, and by the time I'm able to do that, she'll probably be having to go to school and stuff like that, and I'll be 35 and washed up. So I'm just trying to keep this thing going as long as I can, and I still feel good. So as long as I still feel good, I want to keep charging.
And I asked Ken this in the press conference, I think it applies to you as well. You've already won a title, of course, but do you still feel you're a title contender, especially after Anaheim 1?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like riding-wise, I have the speed to be really, really good, and I think if you have the speed and you can put all the pieces of the puzzle together and get good starts and get used to putting yourself in the right situation, there's no reason that any of us old dogs can't win the title.
So you're finally back, 450 MS Supercross. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back on the grind, and my Saturdays are busy again, which is always a positive. Sitting around last year was not what I wanted, but it was unfortunately at the time the only choice I had. So yeah, we're back. Back with the boys and back on the grind. So yeah, I'm excited to be back and looking forward to it. It's a long season, but yeah, we're just getting started.
I feel like you get easily forgotten about. You're kind of the back of everyone's mind, but the way you rode World Supercross showed you had speed still. Does that motivate you at all? That people are just like forget to mention your name, and it's a stacked field, but you're one of the good guys?
Yes and no. I don't know. I mean, yeah, World Supercross, with Kenny and Eli, like I showed I had speed, but I need to translate it to Saturdays when it matters over here. So. It doesn't bother me. I mean, if I had been putting it inside the top 5, top 7, and they're still forgetting, then that'd be one thing. But I need to do my job on Saturdays, and if I start doing that, I don't think that will be an issue. But it's up to me to do that. So yeah, when we get to that point, we'll check back in, and you can ask me again. But as of right now, it's I don't want to say it's deserved, but I haven't done what I need to do to change that.
And how's the bike and the team? Have you adjusted? Did Australia help you get the adjustment and settings and World Supercross and all that?
Yeah, for sure. It was good to get on the Honda and to get racing in. But we didn't really get to do any testing over there just because it was pretty much every single weekend, more or less, between Australia and World Supercross. We were racing a lot, so I didn't really get to test until we came back in the middle of December. but it was good to get gate drops, good to get races, different track experiences. Like Vancouver and Adelaide were two totally different types of tracks. Vancouver was very ruddy, rocky, and Adelaide was very hard pack, dry. So kind of gave me a plethora of track types to experiment with. But I'm comfy, and I think we've done a good job getting us going in a good direction.
And how was Anaheim 1 for you, back 450 MS Supercross? Was it more intense than you remembered, or did you find it was pretty good for you?
No, it's always intense. I think one thing that we say every year, but it feels like it's more accurate than ever, is just there's more and more guys moving up. So years past, had I qualified 13th, I'd be like, oh, dude, but look at the 12 guys that were in front of me, and they've all won championships or races. So it's not easy by any means, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And just like I said, I'm excited to be back at the races and looking forward to the ground.
Is it annoying how close everyone is? Because you could be 15th or 5th and probably about the same speed.
Yeah, that was last weekend. I think 4th to 14th was like maybe 1 second, 9/10. So it's not a lot of time. I don't know that it's annoying, but it just shows the level that everyone's at. They seem to elevate every year.
Really fine margins on.
And the gap gets smaller and smaller. It feels like obviously the first couple guys they had a good lap, but then there's like that pack of guys that are just all together. So it feels like that pack gets bigger and bigger every year. Before it used to be like maybe 7th through 12th was like that speed, and then it was 5th through 12th, and now it just feels like it's gotten bigger and bigger. So definitely makes it tough. But if you can get off the gate, do yourself some favors, it makes your life a little easier.
Thanks, Joe, and all the best.
Thank you.